What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Now, the Rise of Skywalker update has been out for a little over a day now, and in that time period, I was able to test out pretty much everything that this update has to offer. And in this video, I'm going to give you guys a review of the update, my overall thoughts of everything. Was it good? Was it bad? As I like to do with all of the updates. And I gotta say, overall, I was pretty impressed. Now, I had a video go up yesterday, which I ended up deleting because I recorded the video at the beginning of the day, and that was before I could sit down and actually really play with all the reinforcements. And the point of that video was to have a discussion about these new reinforcements. Now, I've seen a lot of people talk about how the reinforcements reuse a lot of the same abilities that are in the game. And no matter what you say, I mean, the abilities are reused. Like the shoulder charge has been reused from Han, the rapid fire was reused, the two reinforcements feel like just better versions of the heavy and the assault class with the Sith Trooper and the gunner, and they just take assets that were already pre-existing in the game. Now, when I first played with them, I didn't really like that. I thought that it just was lazy, it just didn't feel right, and I understood why people were having that argument and why they were upset with the reinforcements. And then the video I made yesterday, a lot of people just took it the wrong way. They took me bringing this up as just me hating on the game, and I just was looking for things to nitpick on. And I think that people that were looking for new abilities, like we get a new reinforcement, you wouldn't exactly expect the same abilities just to get reused. But that's just how this community is. If you point out anything that's not 100% praising whatever DICE does, then you get seen as negative. If you share your opinion, like when I point out the good and the bad, I get told that I'm negative. But when it comes to the reinforcements, I think they're a blast. I think they're a lot of fun. Even though they're reusing some of the same abilities, and you'll see a lot of these same abilities other places in the game, I think it works well. Like having all these different abilities in different combinations with one another, like you see the shoulder charge with the gunner, but it's also a heavy, or having the spy have a melee ability like the BX droid, but it also has a radar jammer and an orbital strike and a rapid fire, and then the Sith Trooper is like an upgraded assault class. I think every single one of the reinforcements, I think their abilities work well. It's nice, it's fun, it's refreshing. The Jet Trooper is one of my favorites just because of how freaking cool they are. It sucks because the Jet Trooper kind of makes Boba Fett feel a bit obsolete at this point. Like the Jet Trooper's jetpack is way better than Boba Fett's now. So I feel like they need to give a buff to Boba Fett, and they did some tweaking to Boba Fett's jetpack, but I think they messed up Boba Fett in the process. He just doesn't feel as smooth as the Jet Troopers. Now, when it comes to balancing of the reinforcements, some of them feel better than others. Like, I think the Sith Trooper is in a good spot. They can do a lot of damage, they can get a lot of kills, but they can also be killed pretty easily. But the Gunner for the Resistance may be a bit OP in some situations because they can take a lot of hits, and when it comes to vehicles, they absolutely demolish AT-STs. I'm assuming that they did this on purpose to have a counter, because when it comes to capital supremacy, the First Order is going to have AT-STs, and the Resistance doesn't have a vehicle to counter that. So I think they made the new Gunner be so strong at anti-vehicle to just sort of kill all these AT-STs, because they'll do it almost instantly. Like if you see an AT-ST and you're a gunner, you can kill it in like 3 or 4 hits. Like you do a lot of damage to vehicles. And on certain maps like Takodana, where the AT-ST really helps push that first phase, I'd say 9 times out of 10 on that first phase to Takodana now, the Rebels often win because these new reinforcements just give them that much of an advantage now. So in some places, I feel that the Gunner's a little OP against vehicles. They could maybe nerf it a smidge. And then on the opposite side for the Jet Trooper, it feels like the Jet Trooper is in a good spot once you figure out how to like master the flying and stuff. But the grenades just don't do enough damage for me. The grenades just feel really weak. I would at least like to see the grenades do close to the same amount of damage as the Clone Commando's grenades. Now, there is a faster rate of fire for the grenade launcher for the Jet Trooper compared to the Commando, but oftentimes I'll shoot 3 or 4 grenades into a large group of people, and it just does hardly any damage at all. You basically have to shoot people that are already weakened for you to actually get kills. And then the arc of the grenade, it doesn't have very much range to it. It doesn't have nearly the range as the Clone Commandos grenade. Just overall, it's just a very, very weak version of the Clone Commandos grenade launcher. It does less damage against infantry, it does less damage against vehicles, and it does not have as much range as the Clone Commando. But I really enjoy the abilities and the hovering for the reinforcement. So overall, I'm having an absolute blast playing with these new reinforcements. I didn't like the fact that they reused the abilities at first, but when it comes to the overall amount of fun that I'm having, I've got to give it like a 9 or a 10 on the fun scale out of 10. Like, I'm having a blast playing as these new characters. Since launch, I've hated all of the sequel trilogy maps. Like, Takodana's too short. I hated the layout of Jakku. I don't like the first phase of Crate. I just don't like any of these maps. But with these new reinforcements, it gives me a reason just to check out that era, because those reinforcements are only tied into that era. I'm having fun on Takodana and even Jakku. And Jakku's my least favorite map in the whole game, and I'm having fun on Jakku because of these new reinforcements. Like, if this update can get me to enjoy my least favorite map, then they did something right. Then let's talk about the new skins. Rey, Finn, and Kylo all got some new skins. I think they all look good. Kylo's is my favorite. I just really like the Supreme Leader outfit. I like the look of the rebuilt helmet, and I like his cape. He just looks cool. It's probably my favorite skin for Kylo now. Like, I like it when Kylo's wearing his helmet over the skins where he's not. I just don't like the way that his voice sounds. So I think that skin is easily worth 40,000 credits. I might have even spent 80,000 if they made it that much. I just really enjoy that skin. For the Rey skin, I think it looks good too. Her facial animations definitely got updated, and they made her hair look different, so she looks better in that regard. And the outfit looks good, but it looks very, very similar to her default scavenger outfit. When you compare them side by side, they're very, very similar to one another. I still think it's a good outfit. I think it's worth the 40,000 credits. And then as for Finn, Finn's outfit's okay. I don't know if that one's worth 40,000. I just don't like the look of it. I think his pants look a little stupid. I think the colors of his outfit just don't go together, in my opinion, that well. And I don't use Finn that much anyway, so it doesn't really affect me too much. But regardless, it's still another skin, and I think that's pretty cool. And then when it comes to the new map, I know a lot of you guys have not played it yet. It's not supposed to come out till after the movie on Thursday, but I was lucky enough to play the map twice, because as soon as the update went live, the new map snuck into co-op in the map rotation, and DICE quickly removed it from the rotation because they realized the mistake, hence why I'm one of the only channels on YouTube that has that uploaded on their channel. I got a pretty good feel for it. As for the design of the map, I think it's just okay. I mean, I don't have any gripes with the map. It just feels a little stale because it's just another jungle planet. And I can't really fault DICE here because that's more of a Disney thing. DICE didn't really have an option. They kind of had to make a new map for the movie. Disney didn't get real original with their ideas of a new planet. Like, it's just jungle planet, jungle planet, jungle planet. Like, we have Yavin, we have Takodana, we have Endor. We actually have multiple Endors. And then in the previous game, we had Scarif. So it ultimately just feels like a mixture of Yavin and Takodana would be the best way that I can describe it. Now, it's got some cool features and stuff. It's got some cool caves. It's got a bunch of just debris and a bunch of like rebel base kind of things. Like, you can tell that this is obviously the rebels headquarters, but from what I was able to play, I just think it's okay. I don't like this map as much as like Felucia when they added that to Capital Supremacy, but if I had to put a rating on the map, I'd probably give it like an 8 or a 7. Like, it's not going to be one of my favorite maps, but there's nothing really wrong with it. I mean, like I said, I don't really fault DICE for adding another jungle planet. They were kind of put in this position, but ultimately it's just nothing too special. It's just the same old, same old. And then as for like the hero tweaks and stuff, there weren't too many tweaks or balancing changes or anything that was made. Most of that is still all the same. Like I said, the major change came to Boba Fett, and you can't even really tell that much of a difference. I think they may have made his jetpack worse from what I was able to tell. But overall, I really enjoyed the update. It added new life to the game, new skins, new reinforcements, made me enjoy playing the sequel trilogy, which is impressive since I'm not the biggest fan. fan of Disney Star Wars. But it was pretty good. I highly recommend it. If you guys are new to the game, this is a great time to come back, especially next month in January. They're adding 2 new heroes. So we're getting 4 reinforcements. We can have this new map, 2 new heroes coming, and Capital Supremacy is coming to the sequel trilogy in January. So there's a lot of stuff going on. So if I was to rank this update, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. I think it's a pretty solid update. The only reason I'm not giving it a full 10 out of 10 was because I was a little disappointed about the era selection. They advertised that they were going to add the era selection in the main menu. They've been advertising that for months now, and we didn't fully get that. You can select your era in co-op, but for the major mode of Galactic Assault, you can't. So the problem is that you want to play these new reinforcements and you want to play on the sequel trilogy stuff, but you have to constantly just search for Galactic Assault and cancel and search and cancel until you get the map that you want, which can often be a pain. So it would have been a huge help if they would have added the era selection in Galactic Assault. That's what I really was hoping for, and unfortunately they didn't. So I gotta knock some points for that, because everybody wants to play with the new reinforcements, but it's more difficult because they did not add an era selection. But I enjoyed the update. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section down below. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps me out. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Check out another video, and I'll talk to you guys next time.
How convenient to have you all together. You saved me the trouble of hunting you down. The First Order will conquer you all. Soon we will reclaim the galaxy. Perhaps you'll take part.